Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Overwatch Monday. This is where I discuss issues in the gaming and tech world, or in this case, this YouTube channel's world, and I talk about them while putting some Overwatch footage in the background, because I want to use that footage. But before I begin, I've got a giveaway to take care of, and the giveaway winner from the last Overwatch Monday is on the screen right about now. I thank everybody for entering, and for the person who won, contact me in the description below via my Steam information. Of course, I will be doing a giveaway for this week as well, and that game will be on the screen right about now because I haven't decided what game I'm giving away yet, and I'll just put it on the screen because I'm a little bit lazy today. How do you enter? Well, you have to do two things. One, you have to be subscribed to the channel, of course, and two, you have to answer this question. Is there any other type of content you'd like to see on this channel? Now, don't take that as oh, he's trying to get away from gaming content. On the contrary, I love the gaming content. I love doing gaming reviews. Hell, the fact is, I've been doing a lot of longer reviews since the whole, okay, I'm going to be getting a job thing. At least I can focus on the quality of the reviews more than anything else, as opposed to, growing and sub-growth and all that jazz. But with that said, I have been branching out a tiny bit lately in terms of some of the things I do in my free time. I've been watching a lot more anime. I had been wanting to watch a little bit more, but I've been, focusing on the channel for a while. And now that, I've got the job coming up, I felt like, okay, let's get back to a more, I don't want to say balanced pace because I am working all the time. And the editing that I was doing, I was watching anime in the background, so I was doing a little bit of both. But, people do like my opinions on things for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what. And if you're looking for an anime series, maybe I can help you out a little bit with some of the ones that I've watched. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be the focus on the channel going forward. It will always be gaming-related content. But now and again, maybe giving my opinion on something, I could see that happening. Just not politics, because no, I'm not getting into that quagmire. But the title of this video is Channel Update, and so that's what you're gonna get. Now, in terms of my situation, like I've said countless times before, I will be starting a new job soon. March 12th, I will be starting a job. It'll be more software-oriented, stuff that I was doing before the YouTube channel. The reason why I'm doing this, like I've said countless times before, is that YouTube didn't work out monetarily for me. I didn't do the things that people do in order to become a bigger channel, talk about, controversial topics, talk about things that are considered mainstream, and that hurt me. Do I think that is something that I should have done? Honestly, I don't. It is not the stuff that I am very, very passionate about. I am passionate about highlighting games that really deserve to be highlighted, games that, go under the radar, because I feel like so many people are talking about games that, okay, you can talk about Resident Evil 7. Yes, I did that. But, games like Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, I would like to play it, but when it comes to covering it, it's just not me. I mean, so many other people are going to cover it, so many other big channels. I want to highlight the Valhallas of the world, the Gravity Rush 2s of the world, where it's like, hey, this game is really good, or this game hits a specific niche. You should take a look at it, especially for those kind of players who are X. So that's what this channel was, and the fact that it didn't, do as well as I wanted it to, I'm willing to accept that. Now, the first change that has to happen in terms of this channel is the Patreon. Now, I would have canceled the Patreon entirely. The fact of the matter is that I opened the Patreon as the revenue source for the channel. If it was going to work out, it was going to work out. And I really considered canceling it altogether. But several people came to me and like, no, do not do that. I still want to support the channel, even though you're going to be getting another job. And I went back and forth on it. I was like, I can't provide content on a regular basis. There's other stuff that I have to do in my daily life. So how do I handle this in terms of this transition? Well, I'm transitioning the Patreon from a monthly, donate portion to a per video portion. In particular, a per review video portion. Basically, the Patreon would be this. Every time I post a review video, let's say a, Gravity Rush 2 review, a person would pay X amount of dollars for that video. It would be $1, probably $2 for people, and it would allow me to still give you guys content and still feel like you guys are contributing for those who want to, while not being forced into a horrible schedule. Because like I said, I am starting a new job. I don't know exactly what kind of commitment that job is going to undertake. I feel like the job is going to be a little bit less intensive than what I was doing before this YouTube channel. But with that said, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be, horribly exhausted when I get home, and I don't know what I can deliver in terms of content. So that per video portion where I can focus on quality seems like the right idea. Seems like I can give you guys that quality that I want and that you guys are looking for without stressing myself in terms of being able to deliver regular content. That change will happen today because I didn't want to just automatically change the Patreon without actually informing you guys. So as this video goes up, you're going to see the changes on the Patreon. Now note how I said per review video. I don't consider Overwatch Fridays or Overwatch Mondays in that category because I feel like this is more casual. And even though I do discuss a lot of information and I do research in several cases, I don't think it is appropriate for me to charge for that in the context of this channel. I'd rather focus on the review videos because I feel like that's the service that I really offer for the channel. Now you're probably saying, well, what about like game design videos or top 10 videos? That will be an interesting case, and I'm still going back and forth on it right now, even though I'm planning on doing this tomorrow. I think design videos, yes, I will be including that in the review videos, and it will have to be of a certain length and a certain type of content for you guys to take in. Top 10 videos, it's not what this channel is known for, and even though I do them from time to time, especially at the end of the year, I don't think I'll be including that in there because, I don't know, I feel like the Patreon should be focused on the reviews. Could that change? Of course it could, but I want to get your guys' feedback on that first of all. I want to know people who really do want to support the channel, hey, would you be okay with paying for those type of videos? I'm taking a guess you would, but, I don't know. It's just something that I'm still trying to work out in my head. Now, you're probably saying, okay, all these changes, but what will happen in terms of the amount of content on the channel on a regular basis? Well, I have been trying to slow down a little bit over the last, month. I have been still doing a lot of videos, and I've still been putting a lot of work in the videos. My Gravity Rush 2 video, even though I had that one mistake that I'm not happy with, there was a lot of content in there, and there was a lot of effort put into it. A lot of effort, probably about 2.5 work weeks of effort. And I want to do one review video a week, but with that said, I just have to go with the logistics of things. Okay, I'm working a 9-to-5 job. It's going to take an hour to get there, an hour back. I've got other things I got to take care of in terms of personal stuff, food, water. I don't want to say water. I'm not, a settler in Oregon Trail, but real life stuff. And so that may leave me, 4 hours a night, being able to do this or work on things outside of, other fun things that I want to do. So I don't want to promise one review video a week. Again, that won't affect the new Patreon strategy, but I do want to deliver content on a regular basis. What complicates things here, and the thing that is going to be something that I'm going to have to play by ear, is, before you probably saw me do things like Fury, being able to review that as it came out. I don't know how that's going to work going forward. Again, with limited amount of time, me requesting a review copy and getting it 2 days before, I'm not going to be able to, automatically get that review out by that, release date. Now, for certain cases, that will be the case. I know any Danganronpa game that I've reviewed, Danganronpa 2 is the only one on this channel, but I got Danganronpa 2 about 2 weeks ahead of time. And even though that's a lot of content in there, yeah, I have the weekends to, plow through it. And even though I would be working on other stuff, I feel like I could do that in the case of Danganronpa. Now, in the Fury case, no, I don't think I could do that, especially with the amount of time and effort needed to be put into that game before me giving you that information for review. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it, because I don't want to request a review copy from a organization and say I might be able to get this on review day. that just doesn't sit right with me. If I request a review copy, I really want to get a review done for that day. It doesn't always happen. I still have Steins Gate in my queue, Steins Gate 0, I should say, and it really hurts that I wasn't able to get a review done for that game as it released, and it's still on my backlog, so I do want to go back to it. That's going to be an adjustment going forward. I may be later on my coverage on things because of the fact that, everything else going on. Right now, I am looking at Berserk Band of the Hawk. I got that from Play Asia. I had requested it a while ago when it was still, I think, supposed to come out in 2016, and I'm going to be covering that, but, the game is already out. People have already reviewed it, so yeah, I'm a little bit late. I was late on the Gravity Rush 2 bandwagon, obviously, although that was not a review copy. But I still think I can provide a service, especially for overlooked games, because, hey, if they're overlooked, they're probably not looked at even at launch. Now, for some people, they may ask, okay, yes, you're not going to be able to do review videos as often, but what about your streaming? This is where things get a little bit more complicated. I want to do more streaming. I really do. I want to show you guys the process. The problem is right now with the connection type I have, I cannot do 1080p in terms of streaming on a consistent basis. It just, it cuts out, the quality's not there, there is artifacting, and the fact is, when I go to do the review video, that is a huge factor, because I don't want to give you a bad representation of a game that, visually. The fact is, if I give you 720p and you see those visuals, you're not going to be as impressed as 1080p in several cases. And I think that does do a disservice to the game that I'm reviewing. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, Dragnix, you did that for Gravity Rush 2 and Resident Evil 7. I actually didn't. I played through those games on stream in their entirety. And then I went back and captured footage all over again. I played through Resident Evil 7 all over again to get that new footage. Gravity Rush 2, I went back and did all the quests because of the quest menu in question. So the fact is, I basically played the game twice, or in some cases 3 times. That is a question I don't have an answer to yet in terms of streaming. I do want to do it. I do think it provides a service, but I don't know how I'm going to go about it. Maybe for some of the smaller indie titles that I won't be able to, cover on a regular basis, maybe I do that, and maybe that's the coverage I give it, but I'm really sort of, throwing my hands in the air on this one because I don't know. Now, will I try to write for TechRaptor from time to time? Yeah, I will. Even though, again, I got another job, I will be trying to, give a little bit of news coverage, here and there for TechRaptor as well. Will I try to keep you guys updated on Twitter? Yes, of course. I obviously won't be able to do it as often, and it sucks, but it is the reality of the situation. Here's the one thing that won't change on the channel, and it's the quality of my coverage. That is the one thing from the get-go that I've always wanted for this channel, and I will not sacrifice that no matter what the situation. I'm not going to, I don't want to say sell out, because again, there are certain formats that work in terms of reviews for certain types of people. Yes, a 5-minute review for me doesn't give you the information in most cases. Yes, in certain cases it can work for, certain visual novels that you don't want to spoil, for example. I think that it definitely works in terms of the format and being able to get the point across, especially if it's got a singular focus. But with that said, this channel has always been about giving you guys all the tools to decide whether a game is for you, and I will not be changing that no matter what. No matter if I do a video a month, whether I do a video a week somehow still, it will not change. Will it evolve? Yeah, it will. I will be changing things over time. Will I be maybe doing more 20-minute videos for certain cases? Yeah. Do I think I overemphasize certain points or go into things a little bit too much detail at times when I could cut it down? I do think I do. Again, I am a detail-oriented person, and a 40-minute review video is not for everybody. But with that said, I really like the review videos that I have been putting out lately. Yes, Gravity Rush 2, I had the one mistake with the editing transition. I'm not happy about that. But for the most part, I do think I added a lot of context for that review what I thought was good, what I thought was bad, while, you know, making it a little bit more entertaining, giving you guys some information that is interesting. I really like the fact that my research brought up John Morpheus, and and, you know, what kind of influence he had on the presentation. I like adding that information in because I think that's interesting. I think that's what I want to provide you. Yes, I'm not a comedy person, but I am a person who will give you something that will make you think. And even though it's going to be at a slower rate, maybe I can do the things that I wanted to do with the channel in the first place. Again, I keep on pointing back to the X-Blades video. The script is pretty much done at this point, but the thing is that it's got real-life sections in it, and my tablet and really my phone are both in a busted situation right now, so I don't have a really good camera for me to use. You know, over time when I, you know, deal with some of the other, you know, more pressing things, you know, my car needs a little bit of repair, I can get back to that, fix that up, and then be able to do those things that I want to do in terms of even more humorous stuff on the channel that I'm not necessarily the greatest at, but I do want to put my hand into time and again. For the next video, I also want to open up the questions for me to answer. It will be a Q&A answer video. Pretty much anything about the channel or anything about me in particular, you know, what games are you looking forward to, so on and so forth, I will answer. The only things that I won't answer are things like politics, because I'm sorry guys, I'm just so sick of politics. I don't want to hear about it anymore. Anyway, this is Dragnix signing out. I hope you found this video useful in terms of whether or not you want to continue being a patron or whether or not you still want to, you know, follow me on YouTube in terms of a subscriber. But as always, I thank you for watching, and always keep on gaming.